So I'm here this morning with Ro Tate, one of our 2022-2023 Live Your Dream honorees. And I've asked Ro to be with me today to tell us a little bit about her backstory, that where she's going to school and what she's studying, what she hopes to become when she's finished with all of her schooling, and what's happened to her in the recent past and now in her present. Ro.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for this opportunity, Ms. Terry. I appreciate it. So I am Ro, and I am a mother of two, a 22-year-old that's in the Navy and a 12-year-old that is currently in middle school. My background is working in the homeless field, homeless population. I worked for several organizations from Skid Row to Pomona to West Covina, just serving the homeless population. During that time, I was exposed to a bacteria that attacked the bones in my feet. The experience with the homeless has been life-changing, has been definitely encouraging for me as far as my journey as a single mom. So in 2020, after being exposed, I was sent to the emergency room for them to do emergency surgery. My world really got dark. Prior to that, I was active, involved. I started a small business, really trying to just move forward and helping other people. But when I became disabled, everything got dark. I literally fell into this dark depression. I did a 20-day hold in a psych ward. I didn't have any desire to live because I felt like if I can't use my feet, what am I good for? But I met a art therapist that came to the psych ward, and I've never heard of art therapy. I knew that I've always incorporated art with the homeless, but I didn't know that that was a form of therapy. Meeting this young lady, this therapist, it kind of showed me that there is hope. There are ways to cope with dark moments. And so I started to incorporate that in my life. After being in the hospital for almost 3 months, I began to paint. I needed to do something to remove those dark, negative, giving up thoughts. Even though I had my parents and a support system, they really didn't understand what I was going through because it happened so quickly. My children went through a little bit of depression because they were worried about me. But I knew I had to do something, and I knew I couldn't go back to work, but I knew I needed to do something. So I saw a commercial about, it was either like UEI or some type of local college get a certificate. And I'm like, college, I tried it in 2015, but I wasn't ready. The mindset wasn't there yet. I just knew I needed money. I needed to work, I needed to take care of my children. So college was a thought, but never really a reality. So sitting in the bed, trying to heal, nurses coming in and out of my space, I registered for Mount San Antonio College. I didn't have a clue what that looked like. I didn't know if I was going to physically be able to go into the location because it was literally the beginning of COVID. So I didn't know what that looked like, but I figured, let me just go ahead and register. When I registered, apparently my information was still in the system. So everything that I had already entered just literally popped back up as if I was a returning student. So that kind of gave me a little bit of hope, but I was still nervous. I registered for Mount SAC, took 2 classes for summer of 21, got an A in a class. And not being out of school for over 24, 25 years, that A really just kind of set the tone. I think I remember telling my 22-year-old, I didn't realize I was smart. He was like, come on, bro, you know you're smart. So he kind of encouraged me as well. Summers, winter, spring, summer, fall, I took 2 more classes. This particular time, I was able to physically go into the class, go on campus. When I went on campus, I was looking for a tutor. I went to a couple of organizations on campus, El Centro, the African American Center, couple other resources, and I walked past a center that said EOPS and CARE. At the time, I was getting government assistance because I wasn't able to work, and unemployment had just ran out or hadn't started yet, one of the two. So I was getting government assistance. So I was able to sign up for this program called CalWorks. In the CalWorks program, I was able to connect with EOPS, but I didn't know that I qualified for EOPS because the way that it was advertised, I didn't know if it was like just for younger Hispanic students, but I took the risk and I stepped to the counter. I went to the counter. I'm like, I'm not sure if I belong, if I don't know if I qualify, but can I sign up for this program? When I signed up for this program, I met a gentleman by the name of Alex. Alex did an orientation that day. He walked me through signing up for book grants, classes, counselors, like individualized counselors. And that was another fear of mine, is not having access to a counselor that I could trust. So meeting the people here at EOPS really kind of set the tone for me. The next semester, walked into the building and there were a couple of canvases on the wall. I met a young lady by the name of Maria. Maria comes walking out. I heard about you. Welcome to the program. Of course you belong. How can I help you in further? Oh, so she ended up signing me up for Christmas giveaway. So my son was able to have like a complete Christmas during the time where no job, no steady income. So things were starting to look up, but we walked to a certain part of the building and there was a whole bunch of little canvases on the wall. And I said, Maria, who did this? Where did this come from? She goes, oh, this is just a program that some of the students did at the end of the year and they wanted to paint. And I'm like, really? I said, well, I enjoy painting. I think it's healing. I would love to do something like that. Literally less than 6 weeks, Maria was meeting with me. She was planning an agenda. She was excited. She was already in the process of starting some type of student-led program, but because of the pandemic, it shut all that down, nothing in person. So we met at the right time. We connected when we were supposed to. Within 6 to 7 weeks, we had a full-fledged agenda. She allowed me to do a heal and paint with Ro. There was over 25 students and some staff there. I was literally just doing a PowerPoint and talking and painting with my peers. During that journey, I'm like, oh, I could do this. Okay, it doesn't affect my schedule. My household is still taken care of. I could do this like once a semester. She's like, let's try to do it twice a semester. So we did another workshop and it literally just built from there. They wanted to hire me as a peer navigator. And I'm just like, I didn't come to school to go to work. I need to focus on school. I just want to know if I can read and do my math. So let's keep it very simple. And out of that, they were able to create a position as a care assistant, literally developing other peers, facilitating workshops, building each other up. It was literally like wraparound services. So it literally reminded me of all of the things that I was doing for the homeless. Finally, someone was doing that for me. The EOPS and CARE, Mount SAC, Access Disabled Students Honor Program have literally loved me back to life. They have walked me through every step of this process. It was literally like, I don't know, there's a movie called like Homeless to Harvard. Literally, I felt like my life was done. I had no purpose. I had these really weird boots on my feet. No one understood. I wasn't taken seriously because I looked like I was okay from the knees up, but people didn't realize from the top of my head to the bottom of my feet, I'm in excruciating pain 24 hours a day. And I literally just put one foot in front of the other. The EOPS and CARE program, the Live Your Dream, a lot of these programs that I didn't even know about have literally, I don't even think that they realize have been placed in my life to literally bring me back to some form of happiness. My family is benefiting from it. My parents have registered for school and they're both well over their 70s. My dad's getting ready to be 75 and he's registered for school. when you educate a mother, you literally you really do change the entire trajectory of a family. I didn't know how important school was. I was so intimidated. I was so negative towards myself when it came to reading, writing, spelling. One of my professors referred me to the honor program. Little things like that just build my self-esteem back. Little things like that, people believing in me when I didn't even see any type of end game, is really what it's all about. I am very, very grateful. At the same time, some of the accolades have been a little overwhelming because I don't really know how to receive those things when I think you're just doing what you're supposed to be doing. So I'm learning how to live in my dream and live in my purpose, and accepting the fact that I deserve it. So that's a new battle that I'm working on. We talk about manifestation. I work with my peers about affirmations and speaking things into existence. But what I haven't learned yet is how to receive it when it comes. Because if you ask for it and you manifest it, it does come. So now I'm working on my next stage of this process is receiving it when you manifest it. So I'm so grateful. I have a lot of growing to do. I have a lot of work to do, but I'm enjoying the process. It's literally pouring into my family, my sons, my partner, my parents. We're literally, Mount SAC didn't know that they have changed the life of my entire family, literally.
Wow, that is so awesome, Ro. So I heard you mention Live Your Dream as well. Can you tell me what impact Seroptimus International of Huntington Beach has had on your life as well?
So the organization itself, Terry, you're amazing. The ladies that surround you, that back you, are equally, you guys are all equally on the same page. What Live Your Dream and Seroptimus have done for me is build me up when it comes to I'm not alone. There are students and mothers and women who have been in this process for years, still learning and growing, still building each other up. Programs like the makeover and being able to go into a thrift store and shop without any, I mean, literally like, no, don't buy anything for your kids, focus on you. It's about you. It's very difficult, but you all made it okay to just be a little selfish for a day. And that's not the norm, right? The women in the Seroptimus, they don't look like me, but their experiences are like mine. And that is what makes it amazing, because sometimes we only think that we can benefit from things that we can relate to or people that we can relate to. And literally when I walked in there, I was like, this looks like the Golden Girls. And there was the most amazing connections and relationships that I've built, that I still have text messages with some of the ladies. So I think that this program should be everywhere. I wish that more people knew about it, because it's literally like a secret society. But it's only secret if you haven't been exposed to it. Once you're exposed to it, it's your duty to share, with other people. My hopes and my even the worst days are not as bad when I have the happiness hour, when I have the check-ins, because you need that middle of the month, middle of the week, just refreshers. And it has been, when I am able to attend, I make a point to be on time and stay the whole time, because you and Waikisha and then a couple the other ladies that are with the program, although you all look like you have it together, you make it very known to us that you're still a work in progress as well, even after your retirements or even your changes of different things in your life. So Seroptimus has played another layer of support for me, another layer of wraparound services that is working. It is real. not anything that I feel is made up. It's literally lived experience, and you all are sharing that with mothers, and it's amazing. Please don't stop doing what you're doing, because it's changing lives. It really is.
Well, thank you so much, Ro. And thank you for those kind words about Seroptimus. And you're right. This is exactly what we are. I mean, this is our whole goal, is to improve the lives of women and girls. Our tagline is investing in dreams. And so when we have women like yourself who are just successful with the little boost from Mount SAC, from the CARE program, from Seroptimus, from the other women that have benefited from Seroptimus as well. I mean, you are the reason why we are doing what we're doing today, tomorrow, and every day. So I just love it. I love you. And yeah, we're all in different skins, and we all may be different ages, but you're right. My personal feeling about myself is I'm a work in progress. And the day I stop being a work in progress is the day they can toss my ashes in the ocean, because
Yes.
I won't be here anymore.
Yes.
I don't think that there's a limit to learning in life. I mean, I think it's amazing about your parents. What are they studying?
So my dad is going to be studying sign language, because he's losing his hearing a little bit, starting to fade, and he wears a hearing aid. So he's going to take a class or two in the sign department, and he's also registered for a he's a veteran. He's taking some learning skills just to keep his brain going, not to like become a professor or a doctor, but just to keep his mobility skills going. And my mother, she just took her first weight training class with me, and then she also signed up for a I guess it's like rebuilding your typing and office skills, administration. She's like, I'm not trying to get a job. I'm just trying to, remember how to use a computer, how to use different programs. So yeah, they're just really,
I love it.
Yes, Maria has been kind enough to let them come to some workshops and some of the other students' workshops. So they're just getting encouraged. They're like the grandparents of EOPS. And I think everyone needs it. We didn't realize that all of us need each other. And some of the students like myself, they don't have grandparents. They don't have parents that they're connected to. They're watching my relationship with my parents and understanding that it takes both of us to be able to talk and communicate. It's not just, I have amazing parents, which I do, but as a student, I have to understand and forgive them as well for the things that they didn't know. So a lot of students are watching the interaction between us, because we're learning how to rebuild our relationships.
I love it. I love it. I think that's so amazing about your mom and dad. I just love it. I just love it. That's just, that just made me feel
it's so, and they were literally the ones that were like, no, girl, when you graduate, you go to get a job, you need to work. That's their mentality. They only knew working. Right. And so for them to see that switch, it's like, wow.
Right. Wow. Wow is right.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much.